So what does chunk you mean to us?
Bridging the gap.
It means searching for the bridge. So he throws a punch at me, throw a punch at me. I'm creating a bridge. Now what happens after the bridge? An exchange. So we teach that chunk you means once you've made a bridge, you determine what to do. If he's done a kick at me, I've created a bridge. What do you do after the bridge? So it's a little different. I'm going to run through this pretty fast. Okay? Here I'm gathering the chi, I'm building up energy, and then I release it the last second. And then this bones in the central line. I open my hip up, do a pop or a jump, second kick. We only do open hip kicks. A kick, circle and land. Arm break, arm break, arm break. Jump. Two south, lot south. Kick. 1, 2, lock. 1, 2, lock. 1, 2, lock. Right? It's the same on the other side. So let's just work on that concept for that. He throws a straight punch. Those are finger jabs. If you can't do finger jabs, it can be palm strikes. It can be chin, knuckles, and that. It doesn't matter. So all this is 1, 2. That's this part of the floor. See? Do that a few times, and then we're going to the other thing. Here's where the central line bone south comes in. He throws a straight punch. See? And I want to kick. You can drop this elbow on my shin bone or line. So I want to bone, pop, and kick. I can pop or I can shut. Either one. And in the form, when you do that, you open your hip up. So when the kick, when the punch comes, my hip is open now. But in the front stance, the same thing, my hip is open. So we only do open hip kicks. Some people do front kick, closed hip kicks. So if their toes facing that way, they front kick. So my base is only from my abdomen to the small of my back. But if I do this, I have a longer base. So whenever we kick, we open the hip up. Of course, we teach through our hand first. Because you can see a fist coming at you, an elbow right there. You can see a leg easily. So we always do use solid or flips, distraction before we do a kick. So kick, we always do an overhead kick. So in our lineage, we kick that. So I was practicing a front kick here, I kick out there. I kick out there. Okay? So let's work on this one. Let's do it from a front stance. He throws a punch, I step off line. I pop and kick. Now there's an arm break, which you probably won't get off against modern fighters. But the fighters in those days, in Pakistan, the longer punches you could probably go long. So the form shows an arm break or vertical fist. If you do the horizontal fist, I have to break that way. Okay? So let's practice some punches, kick, and you can do an arm break like this. That's probably easier to use than doing this in the fight. So if you notice in the form, we do break, 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 and a vertical palm strike like this. Vertical palm strike at the top pedal of the palm flower. So that's in case you attempt to break and they pull their hand back too fast. So I'm trying to break their arm to pull it back so they fall in. Okay? So with the partner, let's practice. Straight punch, block, kick. If you want to, you can use your toe and kick hard one. The first part in the heart area. That can knock the person down. Pain is so excruciating. It's called the axilla in medicine, or the ribbon. So I move off, pop, kick, arm break. Let's do that. So we're going to go to the next one now. So a central line, bone, and woo. See, my woo's on my central line. See? Now on my center line, see it's out here. Then I pop, front way. Make sure that when you kick, use 100%. Just stay right here. I want to front kick at you, I'm going to look the right go fast. See, if I kick and let the leg drop, look, he's got me here. He can pop me from there, right? So you always want to do a curve, circle leg, so you can dictate where you want to land. If I front kick and drop it, my foot lands here. But I may want to land here, and they want to land over here. So when the front kick is going, you move to the side. Okay, match. I was able to interrupt because I didn't let my leg just drop. So when you do this, you go to the straight march. Okay, I'm moving to the right side. If I just let the leg drop, I'm here, and a piece bigger, you grab me, put them down, so let's work on that. So, on, hop, or jump, front kick, circle and land, and do the arm work. But since most fighters are not doing these long things like in old China, everybody's doing this, you might not get that part. Just cover it. Touch the other side. Okay, our arm breaks are out here. Let me see your arm. I used to do arm breaks like this, but I'm supporting it. This is for this one. This is the arm break for vertical. So if I do this, I'm supporting it. But if I do this, see? If I do this, I'm helping. So we don't do that, we do it here. So that's the arm break. I'm not gonna do it. And if it's this way, I arm break that way. I use the hip. You lift, okay? So after you've done this and that, the next part of the form will be chin saw, lock saw. So some people do a sweep. Even in our own lineage, I've seen some people do a sweep. So I want you to throw a straight punch at me. Don't hit me because I'm doing something wrong on purpose. Don't hit me. Throw the punch at me and pull it back fast. No, don't step in. You're not going to hit me. Okay, I'm not going to do it correctly, so you'll hit me. I'm leaving myself open. Throw the punch. If I do this, no, I want you to do this. 1, 2, without stepping in. Don't step in. Let me see you do it first. You almost stepped in.
Let me do it.
Yeah. I'm nervous. Okay, so
I will show you first. Yeah.
bang, bang. Okay, now do that. Bang, bang. See if I knock, if I make an arc, he's going to get it. But if I do this, bang, bang, he's still there. So as you're doing the form, how I used to practice it is I use this scene in the mirror in the school. So I go straight up. So he does the punch, I go straight up. So I cover the line. So when you're doing this in the form, you go chin saw, left saw. So this is for a round punch. So he does a round punch at me, and I just do this. Don't step in this time. Do the round punch, pull it back and do another punch. See? I'm caught. So I do this first. See? So this for the round punch, right? I do a shooting first because he pulls back, and then I lock. So he goes a round punch, I go. See what I'm doing? That's what it's down. So I'm here, we're moving around. See? And I'm not facing square. Remember, we're side by. I can't hit it here. I can hit it here, but he can be fast and put another hit here. Right? So when I do this, I go here, I can do a side kick.
And you can punch with the lead hand too.
Yeah.
2 inches from you.
That's right, I can punch. We're showing you tricks, man.
Oh, sorry.
That's what no secrets. All that secret stuff is old. So from the form, chin saw, lock saw. So I want you to start from a front stance, chin, lock. And if your partner do a haymaker. Her father is the famous Wing Chun seafood.
Seafood man.
Famous seafood. So I'm glad that she's here. Okay. So what we were working with her is the reason you do the chun, because if I just reach for it, it might not be there. And now, if something's coming at my face, I have to travel all this distance to come back to cover it. And if the person's faster than me, he's going to beat me. That's why I do this first. I cover the line first, and the arm's there, then I lock. So it's going to be like this, like a grace note, music, grace note.
What if he fakes the punch, your arm is still there at least,
Exactly.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. You don't reach for a ghost punch, you get hit in the opening.
And also, when he does the punch, my main goal is get away from that other weapon,
Right.
because that's going to be coming. This, he's fast. Look at that. He would tear my face up. So the only way I would do a center line lock is if I did this. Then I'm center line. See, my wrist is in the center. See, I would do that.
Right.
See, I would do that. But to do it this way, no. Okay? Okay, when you trip, what's the first thing you try to do?
Catch your balance.
Catch your balance. Do you analyze anything? Let's do it. So he throws that round punch. He's not thinking about that punch now. He's trying to catch his balance. That primordial part of your brain, right here, you're not going to think about that. So he does the round punch, and I just do this, and he's still standing. He can just support and hit. Then across there, right like this.
That's what.
Okay? So make sure your goal is, with a bigger person, the more mouth out. Center line or central line Wing Chun, you want to be able to use your both of your arms in the same point, same line of attack, whatever. So in our UG form, we have a movement where we go fox out here. That's outside the Wing Chun around us. But that's like an emergency situation. You know, if you get hit, you get a little dizzy, you might want to do it here. Get yourself together, then you get back in the system. So 90 degrees is outside of the Wing Chun around us. So when he does do a round punch, I'm outside of the Wing Chun around us, I get back in here. For emergency, you have to do that. So in our form, we do it this way. It's really done on back. Then yes, it can treat that. A lot of things in the form are done wrong on purpose. Like when we do this, when we strike back first and forward, you have to go forward first to get that. We have a part of our form where we do like this. So if you do a round punch at me, and I do this, that's kind of stupid, right? You know? So I guess from what I heard from people is that people in Pakistan, like so many kung fu schools, they were like, look at what we could. So all these kung fu schools, people were trying to steal stuff from each other when they get students. So the secret was really doing stuff in public. So some of this stuff was done wrong on purpose. Actually, we're like boxers. Boxers call this blading. They fight to the side. I don't want to offer you a whole target and fight like this and offer you a whole target here. I'm going to minimize that target. So I learned, I mean, you can do single towel out here. As long as I'm not violating that line, see I was too far. Right here, that's the limit. I can do single towel here. And go from here. Because in our wing dummy form, we have a ton that's on the central line. This one. See, out here. You know, with the sleep. So we do a ton out here. When you're doing see that bong sao? All they need is just do something similar to this. So they're doing from Sanma, they're doing a side, a bong sao that's in the central line, not center line. So to me, all Wing Chun's the same. Different people learn different things. They pick what they like and all that stuff. That stuff's all like confusion. When a punch is a punch, a kick is a kick. In class, we're not trying to hit our partner. We're doing it slow. But somebody trying to hit you, step in too. So if you step through, you hit me. That's why I step back. Some of you do it at 2 steps. Close. It charges me. So when you do that, step back, especially if you're small. See? So we're doing too close. So step back, so you're out of reach of that. So we have a bong sao, lap sao. Well, see this bong's in the center. So if he does a round punch, I bong in the center. He does a straight punch, and I bong in the center. I'm going to get hit. So without moving my center, this is for a straight punch, do a round punch, that would be for a round punch. So in the form, he usually teach people to do this, or to get hit. Now that works in classroom with your buddy stopping the punch. But if he's pushing through, there's no way in the world to pull out. So it's really, don't punch that. It's boom, drop your elbow, to the side, then block. So it doesn't matter how close I am. If he punches behind my neck, and I try to do this, I'm going to hit myself. So no matter how close I am, I bring my hand over my head and strike. This is important. So what I'm having my guys do is push through. Slowly first. Push through. Don't stop like you do in class. Push through. So if you push through, okay? So remember, so it's bong sao, shin sao, la. My thumbs may be off. So, boom, two, lock. Now in the form, you pull the fist back, but of course, in a fight, step out. So it's not an arc at all. It's boom, two, lock. This is a center line lock, not a central line. So when you do a lap sao, in the center, your wrist bone should be 2 inches across your center. And the lap sao should be out, not in. Wu sao, the elbows out, lap sao, jump sao. Han sao is in. Okay? So bone, and lock. You can do low or high with it. Okay? Because of the particles. So, I'm creating a wall. So when the person is punching, they got a wall here. But you don't want your hands close together. So you do the round punch, right? I drop. Notice my lock. I'm pulling him out to the lower right hand corner of my square. I'm not pulling into it because you can do a shot. Those wrestlers can shoot so fast. Yeah. And sometimes they'll fake. Shot, right? And I learned from the jiu-jitsu guys, don't do this.
You learned from the last UFC fight.
Exactly. Yeah, good point. So that's why a lot of them have cauliflower here, because they grab and they do this. They run their head along your body, so they don't put the head down. So whenever you do, even if you throw a straight punch and I block, I'm going to lock you away. I don't want to lock you into this. Right? Head button or anything. Okay, so we kind of got that on both sides. So the next part of the form, I think I made a sequence, is U-saw, front kick, side kick. Okay? So practice that. Now the form does front kick, side kick. Unless you're a real good kicker, you're not going to get both of them. You pick one of them. Okay? The form shows stuff to give you ideas. Try it. So I cover my head, because he could come 1-2. Like the son is good at doing it. So I want to go. So if you did 1-2 to me,
Which one?
right, left, round punch. This has to be here. So when you do that, here, right, then it's kick. Okay. So try. Yeah. I don't want to get hit in the face. Okay. All right. Plus, it's easier to drop your hand than to lift it up because of gravity and the weight of the limb. You can do a wusao here. It's okay. You can do a hansao here. You do a round kick to my body. I can do a mid-level kick. I can do a mid-level tongue. I'm using two hands to stop the kick. But if it's coming to your head, you will block up here. Okay? Front kick, side kick is this. It's a roll. See? I'm rolling. And then this is doing. So you do a front kick to me.
Give serious kick,
So
bro.
here's his leg. I'm rolling off and I'm striking the ankle.
Come watch this.
So the form shows you this way, but in combat, I'd be going back here, right? So if you front kick at me, win. So that one's a lot safer than the one I showed you. I showed you the hard one first. If you're not accurate with that, you can break your fingers to your wrist. This you don't have to worry about. You can roll it off. No effort. And then this is the punch and the kick. So I've seen some of our guys, make sure I've seen some of guys in the organization doing this. Good. It's the same relationship of the jumbo to the daikon. So it rolls. So, right? So in combat, I roll and then come around and strike or whatever I do. So practice that with the partner. So I'm in the front stance, same thing. Notice how when I do this, I always do a green grip. So I can dictate where I'm going to land. If I do a green grip, I can land here, 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 here. Same thing when you kick. You land. If I just let my leg drop, gravity dictates where I land. Okay? Try that. And after this, we have the po pai. So po pai means carrying the placard or carrying the sign. And it used to be Chinese funerals, they would carry the person's surname on a piece of paper, and they walk in the funeral procession. So they're holding this sign like this. This is a wu dip jump. This is a butterfly palm. Once you offset it, it's po pai. So I'm using the back of my hand. Right. I'm using the back of my hand like a hook. See? I can control this down when I'm slipping out, but still, I can do it on this side. He's got a horizontal fist, a vertical fist, horizontal fist, same thing. See? So this po pai. So after I do, he kicks and does a round punch. See, I can do this and then strike. So the po pai is using, if you envision the plum flower, like that plum flower up there, 5 petals. So I got the upper left petal and the lower right petal. That's the po pai. So if I was carrying a book or a picture frame, that's how it would hold it. So what is that po pai? Am I saying the right tone?
Yes, po pai.
Po pai, excuse me. I need to get my tone. See? So in the form, let's just do it from here. He throws a punch. See? I check this hand and then strike. He does it with the other hand, same thing. Check and strike. When I hit him here, I don't leave this open. So I'm using what we call chunda, sinking power. So I sink. So hold your hand here for a second, right here. So I can still sink and still hit him. See? See? You can still hit his face. So that's why you don't do this, because look, you can just check me. So I want you to practice, let's do it cross leg first. Your partner throws a straight punch, step on line, hit, and you do something like that. Let's do that first. Right? Hit, and then strike. Then we do it from the inside. Do 10 each person. Hit.
There it is.
So both hands are hitting. And when you hit, you want to use, pa-ching or pa-ching, whatever. I'm hitting like that. It's not like this, it's a boom. You want to cause some internal injury. Shake the internal organs. So I'm going here and here. Still worried about that hand. So if that hand comes, then you got this. That's why in the form, we got here and here. That's not a technique. That's conceptual. It shows you I can block that way if I can block that way. Okay? So try from the inside. Well, that's enough. This is the hardest part of the Trump Q form. The last section. So, Sibu-san, where are you? Can you do the first section of UG? We'll show you part of UG. That's why I'm trying to hurry up before 4 o'clock. Just the first one. Thank you. Okay. So one of the most important things to know, when I first learned UG from 3 or 4 other teachers, we did this. That's an exercise to strengthen your wrist. The strikes are really here, here, or here. So if I block on the outside, I'm able to hit his eye here. So I push into the eye socket and try to push the eyeball out. If I'm on this side, I'm going to block here. If I might want to hit heart 1, so I can do view underneath. I might want to do view down. I might want to do view at an angle. Just like in acupuncture, you insert the needles in certain directions to get a certain effect. Sometimes the insertion is diagonal, sometimes it's straight. Okay? So one of the things to remember is you hold your index finger up facing you. A lot of people do the UG form all over the place. You want to find a focal point between your eyes. See? And when you do UG, it's the friendship finger. You're using. These 2 fingers support that. Now we do it this way in forms, but it should be bent so you don't hurt yourself. So in case you hit, I miss and hit his skull, I'll hurt his finger. So you should find a focal point on the wall and practice review system. See? See? So I'm hitting the same point in space. So it's not all over the place like that. So everybody do that with a partner. Have your partner hold his finger up and try to focus on the first joint of his finger. Doing view sounds going down, up, left, right, in and out. Try that with a partner. So our theory is, just like a fencer, I go straight. Just before I hit the target, I use the wrist. I don't go straight on. If I'm going up, just before I hit the target, I go up with that finger. If I'm going here to the side, I go straight and then redirect. You invert it so you won't hit straight on. And here's another thing. Come here. How do you hit pressure points with a guy moving around?
Stabilizer.
Okay, I'm sure. Oh, sorry.
All right, sorry.
I know.
Thank you for visual
All
So now, I'm going to try to hit him in the center of his palm with the fingers down. Don't let move it. Okay, now. I can hit it every time. So he throws a punch at me. He stabilized. Now I can hit it. See how that? Here's your leg up. It's harder because I got you stable. See, that's how you do the strikes. So unless you stabilize it, You're not going to be able to do dim mark or finger strikes for a person who's moving around boxing with the stabilizer. So we're going to work on this. I'm going to punch, you're going to punch and stabilize. Or pop, lock, and stabilize. Then you can do it, see? Try that with the cards. Rivera, yes. Tell them a story about 1983, Los Angeles.
Which one?
Yeah, tell them the story. Oh, it's two Rivera. Quick, tell them quick. What happened?
I was by myself in 1983. I found seafood Redmond.
We knew each other from 70s, from Sequel out of Land.
I didn't expect them this, and we were like, "Oh, what are you doing here? What are you doing this?" So it came to the point where it was a class that Sean was given on pressure points.
Yeah.
And so we was talking about how he makes people apologize to him, and he was actually accentuating one point around the neck area, which at that point, Seafood Redmond was so amazed at what Grandmaster was saying that he exclaimed, "Really? Does that really work?" And Master John, I think, took it as a challenge or something, but he knew it wasn't a challenge. He was playing with Master at this time, at this point in time. And he tells he reaches in and he goes, "Oh yeah, do you really want to see?" And he's like about 6 inches away from his neck, and he goes, "Yeah, yeah," and he goes, bang, he hits him, and Master Redmond goes down on one knee like this, and I known him for years. I know that wasn't that.
I felt a pain go from
I
here.
know that wasn't that.
And then you said you met a doctor.
One of my good friends was the head neurosurgeon at St. Sinai Hospital. Actually, I just went to his graduation the other day. He graduated from his fellowship to his residency. So I told him about this. And I said, well, he hit him on the side of his neck, and then he couldn't move his arms and legs. He was like, "I don't know, that don't sound real." And I said, well, let me tell you what my teacher said happened to him. He said he hit him on one side, he felt a shock on his other knee. And the doctor said, oh, I know exactly what he did. That happens all the time. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I'm trying to figure out what pressure points he used. Not a pressure point. He attacked the vagus nerve.
Okay.
He attacked the vagus nerve at a point where the only part of the vagus, there's only a part that's reachable, accessible, right, from the outside, because the rest is protected by chest and bone and muscle. And the part that's exposed can cause a seizure. And a seizure, an acute attack to the vagus nerve can cause a seizure, which can cause paralysis. And the head tail is the electric shock you felt.
I did this. I went to the
Yeah, the shock you felt on the opposite side. So once, because that happens all the time, the doctors say, oh, it's a Vegas, we call it a Vegas, like knockout.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
So let me add a little funny to that story. So Seafood did an article in Australia Penthouse. And we were in a restaurant, and we looked at the article. He told him some big black burly guy came up and challenged me, and I finger jabbed him and went to the ground. I said, Seafood, first I didn't challenge you. I'm not big. He said, I had to embellish it. You look good. Form shows elbow strikes like this, right? But if a guy's sweaty, I can slip off his arm. So watch. This will be better, right? Look at the elbow. Right? So say I do a technique here, that'll be an elbow. No break. So let's try that. So from there he punches, I go here, hit, and then push. Or pop, lock. Let's do that. It's simple. Okay? Pops out, pop and break. Pop that out. Okay? Pop down, and then break. Now, when you do the break in class, it's just going to be like this. In reality, it's going to be, see that? You snap his elbow. Don't do that in class. Okay? That's in the arm break. Right? Right? So for the arm break, then, notice how I push down. After I do the arm break, I push down. I'm going to put all the way on that leg. That leg is not a threat anymore. Like this. Okay? After this, could be, you know, you just take it to the ground. Slam his face in the floor. And then you fall on and break the arm. And that's when the Guayma comes in. What the things with the Guayma fall and break his arm. Our kneeling stance. If we have a kneeling stance, we do it this way, respect. That's in the third quarter. See if we put it back in. I'm going to start teaching it from now. What I try to do is to fight parallel leg. Because if I'm parallel leg, that hand's way away from me. push your fist out. See? Or if I'm cross-legged, like most people fight, I'm in line with both of his legs. So that's why Orthodox fighters have trouble with southpaws. Right? So if I'm here, it's easier for me to throw any kind of punch. For me to get away. See? People that don't know Wing Chun, like these boxers, you don't have to do Wing Chun. Just move away. Move off line. Fine? Just move off line. Right? Okay? So you don't want to fight. So sometimes you're going to have to fight cross-legged. Ideally, I change. If you change your stance, I change your mind. So I'm going to fight you. See that time? I got caught out there, so I stay here. And ideally, you want to fight parallel. So this is called parallel. This is called cross. Okay, so this is a parallel leg drill. Now sometimes you can be cross-legged, but be parallel arm. See, I'm cross-legged, I'm parallel arm. I'm cross-legged, I'm cross-arm. Now I'm parallel leg, parallel cross-arm. I'm parallel leg, parallel arm. Okay? Can I get that terminology? I'm going to the bicep here. So this will be for someone taller. You can't get to the head. You look at the biceps and then the leg. So he punches to the bicep. I'm sorry. And then, yeah, okay, you gotta be careful with this. Right? I mean, it's a fight. You're not trying to fight fair. There you go. I'm a little guy. I'm not talking. I said, you can sometimes just do this. I'm sorry. See those the punches? I'm sorry. You can do that. So once you got that arm break, you might want to do an arm break. The danger of that is when I do this, you can slip up. Right? So when I do that, tighten your jaw. I'm not going to do it hard. See? That's going to hurt. So I have to give him a little shot. Here, boom, and then with the arm back. Make sure you raise this up. You can knee it, or you can take your head to the ground. Okay? So in slow motion, I go arm break, here, hit first, and then I can do two hands or one hand. You got arm wrap, right? And then I can strike from here to here, whatever. So it's from here, step around, and you gotta keep it below your shoulder, otherwise it slips up and hits you. He's got me to hit. Okay?
I'm gonna add a little bit. So you get all if you didn't tenderize me and it goes into that
Oh,
underhook.
sure. Once I do this, I will.
Well, yeah. Let's say, or like I kind of blocked it. If you ever get a situation where you got a bend right here, elbow lock. His elbow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh.
Yeah. But if you can catch people, I'm telling you, when you come, if they're like that, you can wing it up like this and you get a shoulder lock.
So a lot of the things we do, we have to tenderize the person first. Like no one's gonna let me stand here and do all this. So I can actually do this, hit and move it back. I can just, even if it's not to hurt, it's a distraction. It's like, you look here. Try that slowly. So we have a solution. And it's called a pop. Sure. So if we're parallel, I push back. See? So in slow motion, I pop and I set up my own arm. It's a threading hand, so threading is true. So I thread off and lock. But say he pulls his hand back too fast. I still cover the line. And say if you did two jabs in the same hand, my hand is still here. Right? So it's your practice, up two and lock. So in slow motion, remember, stay with what comes, follow what goes. That's the key. So in reality, I'd be going to his eye. In the classroom, I tell students to stop. So you punch at me, I go, up two. Just like that. So he pulls it back, up two. So make sure that when you do it, when I touch him, I can sense what he's doing. And I can transfer that feeling to this hand through this arm. So I never lost contact with him. Don't do this. Even for a fraction of a second, that arm's gone. I don't know where he is. Right? It's like always keep your eyes open. So one of the things we do to keep your eyes open is get a bin of water, a pan of water, gently flick droplets of water into your eyes to keep them open. Because I want you to blink your eyes. See? Always keep your eyes open. Okay? So we're going to do parallel, top, shoot. I can do a cross. They said cross is the rear one. See, so these two jabs. Got it? So let's do parallel first. Haksao, slide up. You're gonna hear this sound on your own arm. That's when you get it correctly. Hak, shoot. Also, don't stand in front of it. See? So if you do left, right, go fast, and you get, see? Okay? Slowly. Just do one hand now. All I'm used to doing a lap sao out here. But we also have a reverse lap, moila. So parallel, he punches. See what I'm doing? And you can do it. People say you can't do that. Like that. When he pulls back, he's got me. He's gonna take all this with him. Okay. So basically he punches, see? I lock it. I'm pressing, I'm pulling here, pushing here. That controls that limit, slows it down. It's like if you walk a line straight. So basically you're doing, as Sequel says, you're talking to. Yeah. Okay? So I'm walk line here. And if he pulls it back, same thing. If I miss, I still follow in. So cover the line following in. Okay? You can also do a cross leg. See? On the side of the strap. So basically, cross leg, I use a rear hand, do a rear hand lock. It doesn't matter if he's got a horizontal fist or a vertical fist. If it's a vertical fist, my palm's gonna face forward. If it's a horizontal fist, my palm's gonna face down. So lock it in. Right? When it goes back, that's mine. So he becomes part of me, I become part of him. Let's try this with a partner. So in our system, we want to be on 2 tracks, not on 1 track. Most fighters fight on 1 track. So they're strong this way, push, but you go to the side and push. They're off balance. See where it fell? That's where my body told me I should be. We should be on 2 tracks. So when you're doing cross-arm chi sao, we should be on the same track. Now his legs are a little longer than mine, so I'm a little bit closer. I'm not going to be as wide. But don't do this. Because now I'm on his blind side, he's on my blind side. So we share. Now I want to divide his body into 2 equal parts. So whenever you have an opponent, if I'm facing square here, obviously you want to dissect me equally here. If I'm here, you dissect me here, or here, wherever. So I want to be here. That puts his hand off the position. I've got the advantage. What are you doing? So now I'm off the line. So just for this drill, we share the line. Never do that. So I'm going to work on a drill. I'm going to step in and pop out. This is going to take a half step back and pop. See? Just that alone. See? So I'm going to use that energy and do a trim. Get his arms crossed. Block. So as soon as I go forward, see? So step in. So watch this in slow motion. I use that energy. Pushing there, I don't fight with energy, I let go, and I slide up my arm, pull this hand back. And I step to the side, and I strike. So let me show you something about our footwork. So we have 2 tracks here, you think of a pound sign. So if I'm going forward, look at my hands. Half step forward, see I stay on the same track, half step back. Half step forward, half step back. If I want to go half step to the right, or the left, I see half step to the left, half step to the left. Half step to the right, right? So I'm in a side neutral stance, the same thing, half step. And the reason for that half step is because if he's a boxer and he circles around me, I have to turn. But if he circles around me, so he's making an arc, I'm cutting off the half step. As I'm doing that, in arcs, I do a half step, straight. Okay? I do a partner cut. Move this step to the side. So in Silam Tao, you punch and you do a bow side. So if I punch and you pop me into your hand, and pop. So he's good at that. I got you. You circle around too. Oh, sorry. See? The goal is to try to get to the outside, to get on top. On top is a superior position. So from here, watch. Right? I'm in the front stance. I'm going to step up to a side neutral. So from here, I trap it. So I'm going to step to the side neutral and turn. So I'm using the south principle. Okay. So I can do this, if you can chin, go that way. Or I can do this. I can Okay, so now
Whichever hand you want to use.
yeah, so now it's like leaking, right? Leaking, no. No, is it leaking or slipping? Okay, so someone told me there's like water taking the path for least resistance. Yeah? Okay. So you shouldn't cross your arms because you can jump the traffic. But if I'm setting up for a technique, that's a different story.
And if I fall for it, then I fall for it.
Yeah, so I'm going to cross, which shouldn't be done. So what keeps me from getting trapped is I pull this hand back. If I don't pull it back quick enough, I'm trapped. So I cross his arms. If I'm doing something wrong, cross his arms, shouldn't stall. Keep that elbow, and then check. I can also do a step back. Right? So from here, shoot, rock. Check that.